In 1987, a recent college graduate struggling to find his way in a city hundreds of miles away from his hometown was approached by a man that had an opportunity for him. This man promised him that if he took it, he would travel the world and see distant lands and meet foreign dignitaries and serve his country. Now, this college student was rightly a little skeptical. I mean, he'd never even been on an airplane and he was already as far away from his home as he'd ever been, but reluctantly, he accepted. This college graduate was my father, Steve McKeon, and this speech is to celebrate his remarkable 35-year career in the Foreign Service of the U.S. Department of State, which came to an end a couple of months ago. Now, looking back at his childhood, most people probably never would have imagined that my dad would end up where he did. He was born into poverty in New York City in the late 1960s. He spent most of his childhood in a tiny apartment with his 5 brothers and sisters in a housing project in the Bronx. He worked hard to get through his school years though, and he was able to get a scholarship to a small college in southern Vermont. He eventually ended up in Washington, D.C., where he was approached by the man who changed his life forever. My father began his career with the Department of State not long after that, and within a few months he was traveling the world, working in the political department of various embassies around the globe. Eventually he got married and started a family, and before long his family was traveling the world with him. And over the course of his career, Steve worked his way up from a poverty-stricken housing project to one of the most senior officials stationed at U.S. embassies overseas. The most amazing part about all of this is that in meeting him, you would never know that he was a man who shook hands with presidents and dined with kings. Throughout his career, Steve was not interested in ladder climbing, publicity, or recognition. The work that Steve did was always out of a profound sense of duty to his country, and he always reiterated that to us, his kids. To this day, Steve will tell you that his best work is done behind the scenes, and it's the work that no one knows about, yet changes the lives of people in this country and in others. In fact, I really didn't even know about many of the amazing projects and things that my dad worked on until after his retirement. This profound sense of duty and immense humility in all the work that he does is a goal that I strive for in my own life and the work that I do. So today, this speech is not just to honor his journey, his many achievements, the sacrifices, the late nights, the hours of travel, and all of his evolving job titles. This is to honor a man that did all of that, not for fame, not for fortune or vanity, but because he knew the work that he was doing would make a better place for his children and their children. So congratulations to my dad and all his behind the scenes work. Thank you.